Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing the Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Derrick James will be eating Texas barbecue while AJ fights in Saudi. That's what the rumor is. Derrick James will be in Texas chilling, barbecuing, watching the fight. However, AJ came out here and he started talking in riddles. He's out here playing secret squirrel. Will Derrick James be in Saudi? Will he not be in Saudi? AJ's like, I'm not going to comment on that. But what I will tell you is what I found out. Okay? Now, I don't know if Derrick James is going to be in Saudi, but what I do know is that the word on the street is Anthony Joshua started training with Ben Davidson, months ago, which is no secret. The word's been out. And everybody's out here saying, well, Joshua left Derrick James. He fired Derrick James. Check this out. He didn't fire Derrick James. In addition to that, Derrick James is still his coach. So if you say, well, what the hell's going on with Ben Davidson? How did that come about? Derrick James and Ben Davidson have a nice rapport. Derrick James and Ben Davidson communicated and put together a strategy for AJ to train so AJ would have the best chance of success against Otto Waller. Derrick James is in daily communication with Ben Davidson about what he wants AJ to work on and what he wants AJ to do. Now, if you ask me, my opinion on that, I'm going to tell you from my experience where I have people underneath me who can get the job done, but I was able to delegate. And I would devise a plan of action and say, these are the things that need to be done. And I would talk to my team. And because I was the key decision maker, I was a person in charge. But I knew I had people underneath me who understood my vision, understood what I was seeing and what I felt needed to be done. And they could execute everything that I was communicating to them. And I think that's the case here, where there's some things Ben Davidson has seen, some things that he feels AJ needs to work on. And then he's taken that, coupled with what Derrick James has shared with him that he wants AJ to work on. And they've been able to kind of form a relationship here that's going to give Anthony Joshua the best chance of success against Otto Waller. In addition to that, what's probably the most important thing is AJ doesn't have to travel back and forth between the United States and the UK and then have to head over to Saudi Arabia. That's too much traveling. That shit tears your body down. Anybody who's done a lot of traveling, you'll understand what I'm saying. That trying to acclimate after you've been on the road, or if you've been, whether it's in a vehicle or air travel, it taxes your body. You already know, man, I spent 25 years in the damn Air Force. 4.5 of the years while I was on the road. At the end, when you retire, they give you a RIP. A RIP is like a printout that shows us how many days you were, TDY, which is basically a temporary duty, like business trips, right? And almost 4.5 over 4 years, I was on the road out of my 25. So 21 years I was sitting there working. The other four years I was on the road doing something. That's over a 25-year period. So I know what it feels like. That shit sucks. And I think they made the right call to have Anthony Joshua in place with some kind of not predictability, man, structure, and where he kind of knew where he was going to be and to get ready to travel from one location over to Saudi instead of going to the Texas to UK to Saudi. But that being said, we'll see how that works out. I think Ben Davis is a brilliant trainer, but that does put a different spin on things. When I just did a video talking about Joey Gamache being the secret weapon for Otto Waller as they go up against Ben Davidson and Anthony Joshua, it sounds like it's Waller and Gamache against Joshua, Ben Davidson, and Derrick James. And when Anthony Joshua has all that wisdom in his corner, I just think it's going to be good for him. But we're going to see what Ben Davidson does, because they're going to be, I don't care what you say, when you delegate authority to somebody to get the job done, and sometimes they just got to, on the fly, make decisions, and they don't always have time to consult with you. And I think if things get interesting in this fight, and Derrick James isn't there, it's not going to be a matter of having him on FaceTime where you could sit there and talk in between rounds. No. Ben Davidson going to have to sit there and, make management decisions on the fly and to try to get AJ to a win, but we will see. That being said, if you didn't know, now you know. Derrick James is still Anthony Joshua's trainer. He's working with Ben Davidson together. And the end goal is just for them to ensure AJ gets a win. They don't care how he gets it. They just want him to get the win so AJ can go on to bigger and better things in his next fight. That being said, keep cool in the breeze.